Now that I've baselined on the interface and its workflow, we're now ready to do the actual editing, and this is something I just cannot wait to try out. So the first thing I'm going to do is do a trim. So once I've selected the clip, all I need to do is double click it or hit the icon there which says preview, and you get this blue bordered previewer. By hitting the equal sign, you get the actual timeline, and it's the timeline you use to mark the in and out points. Now you can zoom in on the timeline, you can do everything you really want to do with many of the editors, but once you've got the frame you're interested in, you hit the blue arrow and you use what they call mark and park. You just drag the red cursor to the frame that you're interested in and just say replace, and up comes this previewer with its timeline in a red box, and that tells you you're now in a editing mode. So that's a very nice simple way of giving you a clue. Another way you could have done this is the edit icon. Once you click that, you get a generic previewer and timeline which is marked edit. You give it a name, and once you've given it a name, you're now ready to use this for your editing functions of the time sequence or the title sequence and the prologue, as I called it. So you double click the clip of interest. So this is the title sequence. I'm going to remove this one bit, mark and park it, which means the in point I mark, move the cursor to where I think is the out point, and then just drag it or use replace. Now the cursor by default goes to the end part of the clip. So this is the title sequence that forms part of the prologue. I then will go to the next clip and just drag it or say replace or insert, and it will put it in where that red marker is, and you go to the final clip and do the same. So as you can see, I've not just done a basic edit with a trim, I've now created a chapter, the prologue chapter, and it was all easy peasy. So I'm now going to do the next test, and the next test is a enhancement test. Once I've got the clip in question, what I need to now do is to find the section of the clip and mark it what I want to enhance. Now the bit I want to enhance is the bit where Shepard is walking along the Normandy about to approach the cockpit where Joker and Nihilus is. Now as you can see here, it doesn't look that, it looks dull, and I blame that on the 2007 technology. I want to make this still keep that same atmosphere. They want a military ship where it has a dark inside, but have it more vibrant, more rich in color. So I've marked my in and out points here that I want to enhance, and you can see there's the in and there's the out. So that's the range that I'm going to now enhance, and you can see that's a small part of the actual clip. Once you've marked that point, all you now need to do is hit the effects button, and a load of effects comes into play or into view. Pick one of them. The curves is probably the most common thing you're going to do when you want to enrich something, because your eye is very sensitive to the luminous side. It's the most easiest one to do a radical or a vibrant improvement without actually changing the atmosphere that was intended by BioWare, and that's what I'm doing now. And it's such a smooth thing to do. As you can see, it's very easy, and you can see why this is a professional product, and you can see why a lot of people in Hollywood use this to make great movies. It's powerful and it's easy, and look at that, it's just within that boundary. Now if I wanted to, I could extend that across the whole clip. So this enhancement has got a lot of power, as I would say, to the elbow. It is beautiful. It really is. It's very easy to use, very simple. What more can you ask? Yes, it passed the colors, but it's no surprise, as I said before, editors developed this for editors, so why shouldn't it be easy for video editing? No surprise indeed. So the next and final test is to create this special effects, which has the biometric scanner as its main theme. and once you've been ID'd, it will produce an ID photo. Now what I want to do is change the ID photo area to have another clip. So I'm going to do a picture-in-picture test. So this is the clip I want to do in that area where it's marked insert photo. Drag it in. It's very easy to resize and set up. As I said, this part of the tool is an absolute dream. The trimming and active trimming on the timeline, I've not seen its equal at all. It's very, very easy. Now what I need to do is resize that particular part of the clip so it fits the space that I want it to, because at the moment it's covering the entire picture frame. So you do that. Again, it's I think this is a bit more fiddly than it should be. I would have liked to have been able to access the actual clip and tweak it rather than go into these sliders, because I found them a little fiddly. And this was a total surprise to me with all the innovation that this application has, and you just can't grab hold of that frame and just resize it actively right there and then, rather than going through these sliders. A bit of a disappointment to me. But adding transitions to it again was an easy task, and in the end what I got was this. It's just not a surprise that you can do a lot with this editor. It was a surprise that you couldn't actually tweak directly for a picture-in-picture, but everything else, it's a star in. It's very, very good. So how do I judge this editor? Well, as I said before, in the media process section, it initially failed, but thanks to their technical support, they actually fixed it in the beta within 1 month, and it was fixed. Brilliant work. What a ambassadors to the actual company here. On top of that, you can't get an editor more innovative, intuitive, and easy to use than this one. You really can't. You don't need me. Just go to professionals and the people who make Hollywood movies. They use it. So it's a 5-star for the editing function. Lightworks is literally light years ahead of some editors. I would have loved to given it this balance between the product and the actual video editor, but in all honesty, I don't think I can, because the product side, it's treated too primitively. You don't have the kind of control you should have for a professional product. And for me, that's the saddest thing I'm ever going to say about this product.